I'm not even joking. It's ridiculous.
Ready to stop guessing and start growing as a trader? Welcome to Vici Trading Solutions, a community built by real traders for serious learners. We don't just post trades, we teach the why behind every move. With a full education section and daily breakdowns, you'll start seeing the market like a pro. You won't be trading alone. Inside the Vici Discord, you're surrounded by committed traders, from futures pros to rising crypto specialists, all learning and winning together. Gain first access to our exclusive indicators, powerful tools used daily by hundreds across TradingView and beyond. These aren't gimmicks, they're built to sharpen your edge. Each morning, our founder posts a full trading plan for the S&P 500 or NASDAQ and calls out the levels he's watching live. No fluff, just clarity. Education, tools, community. Whether you trade futures, stock, or crypto, Vici gives you the foundation and firepower to grow. Join Vici, trade smarter, conquer the markets.
Yo, what's up? It's that time again. Welcome to the post-market breakdown. I'm your host, Ryan Bailey, and we are back. So today, I feel like we say this every day, and it's not fluff or hype. Today was a great day. The trade plan was awesome. We stick to the plan. We made money. I know I did really well. And to be quite frank, I passed up on one trade in particular that I felt so silly for. And I still made a lot of money. So, life is good. It's good in the hood. I know everybody in the Discord room had a great time. And we're making money over there. So congratulations to all those people who took part of the trade plans today when we made it happen. For those of you guys who are not following me, I would like to kick it off just right from the start here. Please make sure that you follow me on all my socials. This is my Facebook, my Twitter, my Substack. It's all at Ryan Bailey Edge. You can check out these live streams and posts that I put out. Do a lot of stuff on Twitter intraday. And then obviously I put the Substack blog post out. There's something that comes out every single day. And then I do shorts and stuff like that for YouTube as well. And it's also a good reference for you to catch these videos if you don't catch it on Substack or X. So make sure you like and subscribe for all this. Also, if you check this link in the post right now, if you are not a Substack subscriber, I am currently offering 30 days free of the trade plans. You simply cannot afford not to do it. So it's free. All you have to do is put your email in, takes you to a landing page, plug your email in. I'll get you signed up. It's juice. Also, I am giving the first 5 people who sign up as a paid subscriber a free month of Discord access. So far, we've got 2 people that came in since yesterday. I've got 3 slots left. So if you are on the free side or if you are on a comp side right now and you want to check the Discord room out, click the pay button. I'll get you in the room for a month. It's like a buy one, get one. So we charge $50 for the Discord. It's $50 for the Substack. If you buy the Discord, or if you buy the Substack, get the Discord for free. It's about a BOGO. So check it out. We're making money. You're going to like it. It's good. Everybody is in there, so we have a great time. And everybody's legit trader in there. Everybody's putting real money up. This is a serious group of people. We're not fucking around. And so I like that fact. And, the fact that we, keep it that way. I keep, even a small paywall keeps legit people in the room. When you got some skin in the game, you get different quality people. So it's been great. And that offer is out there to anyone who is interested. So let's get back at it. See my Chicago represent. So old Cubbies Cubbies fan. So today was epic. We read the plan crystal clear. We were looking for more downside, obviously. We had our major pivots, which we'll get into. And then we're going to talk about a little Bitcoin, little SPX, and maybe even a stock or two that I'm actually looking at. So yesterday, the stream got cut off a little early, unfortunately. Wasn't my fault. Internet went out about 25 minutes into the stream and kind of screwed everything up. So hopefully it stays up long enough this time for us to get into it. So let's make it happen. Let's start with, where do I want to start here? I guess we'll start with how the trade plan looks. For those of you who get the trade plans, you know what this looks like. And then for those of you who don't, these are the kind of things that I put out every day so that people have a good understanding of where to look in the room and what the levels should do or to be above or below. Hang on, I'm firing up my pen. So as you can see, we officially lost in the daily and 4-hour time frames. This was right in the beginning, post market. This is the way it looked right here. And prices continue to want to seek lower. However, things can shift fast, as we all know. So, again, I can't tell you guys how to trade. I can only give recommendations and show you what I'm doing. So I have to be very careful how I'm wording this, just because I don't want anybody to get hurt by me being wrong. I'm not wrong very often, but when I am, I'm really wrong. So it happens. So, here was the deal. So keep an eye on 66.92. This was our high pivot. Our mid pivot was 66.60, which we know has been gangster for a long time. We even took it for the long yesterday. And then our other low pivot was 66.34. Okay, so you can see right here is our 92. This was the upside, right? And then we had the 66.60, which you can see this is these dailies over here. This guy where I drew this right here. So below 92, we're bearish, and obviously 83. If you read the whole plan, we'll get into that in a minute. And then below 60, this was our mid pivot. And then down here was our 34. Okay, this was our 34. This was our low pivot as well. At the time, this was the overnight low. And obviously, as you can see, below 34 takes us down to 05. Also the low of the day today, which was another epic trade, which we'll get into. So this is how the trade plans look. When you get the trade plans from me in the morning, I have my thoughts. I give you a couple different charts. We have it laid out real pretty like. So this was a big cue this morning for us when we started the day. So we started the day, this all was not here. Okay. Started the day with my VIX analysis as usual. So VIX is elevated and remains above our significant monthly pivot at 22.28. This is the major pivot that determines more up or down for the indices. Okay. This has been a big level for us for a while now. And so basically we knew if we stay above 22.28 and VIX pushes higher, it's bearish. Period. I'm not going to read any more into that because we can see this is the entire day and it never did it. So it never went underneath 22.28. And until it does, we're going to keep coming down. So that's pretty much the sum of it. So just remember this line. If you want to put it on your chart, be a good level to have on your chart. Absolutely. The next level of support would be the 2078. As you can see right here, the weekly at 2078. It's written right here. But again, we're not going to get into that too much because this was the ultimate catalyst for today. This is why I was looking to the short side. And one of the main reasons why I continued to push the short down and was able to get the full 60 plus points out of the short this morning, which we'll get into. All right. So I've actually got that story in a few parts here. Let's see what we got. So this was from the trade plan. Our immediate resistance, which is the 66.83 and 66.86, which is the 4-hour at 83 and a daily at 86. It is possible they play again. Well, if you recall from this right here, this is what it was right here. Now, when we talk about the end of the day, actually I could just pull it up. Well, look at that. Here it is. It played again. So it came down all the way back up and it played it again. Boy, oh boy. Who would have guessed? Who would have thunk it? Right? So the midpoint pivot, though, is the 66.64. This is an important above below. So this was in the trade plan in the morning. Now, one of the benefits of being in the Discord room, obviously, is I give intraday updates. Okay. So this was after I sat down at 9:30. Bell was about to ring. I said, guys, they set up a 1 hour at 66.74 if they decide to go that route. This is what Globex lost, so it could be good. And guess what? It freaking was. So I know this isn't like super zoomed in. I don't know if I can actually, there we go. There we go. So there was the 66.74, smacked it, actually went up and almost hit 80. So it kind of bled through it a little bit. At this point, I'm shorting into this. As you can see, my stops were well above the highs here. And just, I was actually looking for maybe even 92 to get touched. But at this point, I'm jamming into this thing. And I was looking for new lows down underneath the overnight low, obviously scaling out as I go. And the obvious idea was to get down there. And then I pulled the old, what's that hedge fund dude? Bill Ackman, 66.40. Can I meet you? Well, guess what? We can. Actually, we came all the way down to 66.05, which was a killer short. As you can see, I had a runner all the way from 66.65 for about 60 points. And for me, that made my one and done for the day, which I was all happy about it, right? And then I passed on the other juicy bagger trade. But 151 points for me. This was a glorious day. For those of you guys who do some math, it was roughly about $7,500. One trade, just in and out, done for the day. And so cannot complain about that. Straight from the plan, everything kind of lined up, and we made it work. So I know a lot of people were short in the room, and I think more people were actually long, which we'll get into here very, very soon. One of the things that I did want to point out, which was in the trade plan, as you can see right here. So in the trade plan in the morning, I said, hey guys, participants, we have relative volume up 32% this morning. Our expected range is 104 points and move 73. We can move 30 more points. Fed speak all day, chance for volatility. My boy Burt Reynolds, Smokey and the Bandit. So after we came all the way down to 66.05, this was our range for the day. So we had done about 105 points out of 109. I think after they wicked down a little bit lower, we actually got in 110 today. Let's look. 114 it looks like. So, they had basically met our expected range on that move, which led me to believe that we were probably getting pretty close to our downside being complete. Now, it doesn't always work like that. But, if I'm expecting 100 points and we move 105 points, I'm probably going to think that, hey, listen, this move might be a little capped. So that was a big deal for us. Now, the flip side of the coin. So we all know I took the short down to here. We just talked about it. Okay. But then what, right? So then what? Well, here you go. So this was in the trade plan as well. Highly tested weekly at 66.05. If this fails, at 66.05. If 66.31 fails, we get here quickly. Well, as you know, we got there super fast from the highs. We got there super fast. It says it could play again. Watch for the reaction. Well, here it is right here. And it played. You're damn right it played. It played for over 30 points on first touch. We came down, popped up. We got about 30 points off of this, came down, retested, got another 35 points or so off of that second bounce. Epic call. This was such a massive level. I'll actually pull this down and show you why I was all over this level. We talked about it in the room quite some time and why. And essentially, this is the daily that took us to the weekly that took us to the all-time high. It's also the very last untested daily before fucking shit hits the fan. So if not, my next untested area is all the way down here in the 6,500s underneath this, and it's even farther for the weekly side. So this is a big level for us to hold. We're starting to get into, a major 100-day here soon. So, when we see these major leg tips like this, these big levels, they're like have to hold. Even if they're tested, they'll tend to get a little love, okay? It's because they're so freaking important, especially if they send us to an all-time high previously. A lot of times guys will buy there again, which you can see they very much did today. Okay, so that was step one. Okay, that was V1, let's call it. Now, here's V2. So this is a comment that I was having with someone in the room, a new member. She's actually come in. She's pretty good. I like her. Beth, I'm sure you're watching this. I know you grabbed that long, so salute to you. So we had a little conversation. We were talking about the pivots, but the important part says right here, she asked me, when was I looking to get long? Well, I just came out of this short. We're sitting at 66.05. And I said, right now, I'm not really looking to get long unless we sweep 05 and reclaim. I may give a poke at a long. Otherwise, I want much lower before attempting a long. Well, here was the 6605. As you can see, we swept, reclaimed, my indicator fired here, and they launched. And they didn't just launch. They went all the way back up to 6660 before basically pulling back up here, which was from this area was essentially 55 points from this 6605 again. And this was another trade that we gave out in the, 6605 first off was in the plan. It paid 35 points twice or 30 points twice. Then we turn around and like, hey guys, listen, in the room, if this sweeps and reclaims, this is going to squeeze, it's going to go hard. It actually went way harder than that. It came after it pulled back, it came all the way up and went into this upper range up here that we ended up seeing. It squeezed, came up, played this, pulled back, and then we came all the way back up into the 6686. So this was a monster trade. All this stuff given way in advance, given in the room ahead of time. So I was just super duper happy about the way the day turned out again. And I know it sounds like a broken record, but God, it is really every day. And people in the room that are in there, they are, they're happy too. I hear it all the time. So makes me happy. Know I'm doing my job and people are making some money here. So that's what's up. So the last and final one, and actually I got duped out of this, but it doesn't matter, whatever. So here was a long I was looking at, potential long at 61 to 56. Okay, put this out in the room, back tested that 4 hours, smacked the dailies there. I hate buying the high, but they just closed the 4 hour with massive strength. Okay, so here we go. We pulled back into the 61 almost perfectly. You can see that line there, right? And then boom, we popped up back up to 83. I think they actually made it to 86, which was worth 20 points towards the end of the day. After that, they failed up here and came all the way down and closed all the way at 66.27. But regardless of that, this was just a nonstop day of amazingness. And so really, really, really pleased with the way this turned out today. Couldn't be more happy. So that is something that we got with us for sure. Let's see what we got. Piper, what's up, dude? How you doing? Sweep and go, baby. Grab that liquidity. FX. Looks like FX knows you, Piper. Okay. That's what's up. Let's see. How did I throw these in here? Boom. There you go. There you go. That's what I need to put up there. So, yes, FX, I do the trade plans. We talk about, there's a lot of educational material in the Discord room. We talk about the method. I go over stuff with everybody. This is not a secret. I've got a course out there. If you really wanted to dive into it deep, a lot of the guys in the room, actually the room used to be course holders only. I've recently just opened it up to Substack people because the demand was high. And, we got a lot of people rolling over into that. But the answer is yes, we do teach this method pretty much, in the room. And, of course, whatever, I've been doing this a long time. So this is my jam, right? So that's the answer for that. So let's see what else do we have here. I guess that's the day. Now, I want to talk about kind of what can happen. We're going to get, real kind of broad about this, okay? I really think that this can still come down. I think we can still come down a little bit. They've actually set it up for some really nice dumpage. So FX, what's the damage on the course? Well, you know what? Hit me up, man. We'll work it out. Just shoot me a DM, hit me on Twitter or Substack, whatever. You can shoot me a message on what is this called? YouTube, and we'll figure it out. But basically I charge $3,000 for the course, and the Substack's $50 and the Discord's $50. Now Substack or course subscribers get unlimited access to the Discord room forever, so you don't have to worry about that. But it's a fraction of what you'll make. Look at it like this. You got to invest in yourself. You got to invest in yourself to make money. People spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to school, for college, etc. My job here is to help you guys beat the learning curve. I've been doing this 10 years, practicing this method for almost 7 or 8 now, and really just refining it in and helping you guys do your thing. I've got a guy in the room who just started this week. I think he's making $500 to $1,000 a day, and he just started. We're all doing really well. So, the damage for the course is minuscule in return of what you can make just by actually arming yourself with the knowledge and skills to be able to do this on your own. So that's a big deal. But yeah, just hit me up. We'll talk about it. I can help you out with that. We'll figure it out. So let's talk about what can happen. All right. So let's just talk. I'm going to pull this over. This is one of the stocks. We're going to get to that in a second. So here we go. So right now, I really, we've got a lot of overhead resistance right now on SPX, and they really could push a lot higher into this resistance if they want, right? Do I think they will? Oh, my bad. Let me turn that on. Whoop, sorry. So right now we have, this resistance right here for SPX. This is a very highly untested area, okay? I mean, super high untested. Actually, let me turn those comments off. They're a little kind of blogging things up here. So this is a very highly untested area, and I can totally see this area getting a major smack, okay? Come up here and smack. For whatever reason, my pen's not working. So I just don't know if we're going to get up there. Right now, ES looks like it's setting itself up for another smack from the 6660s, which we'll talk about. So I'm not actually sure that we're going to get up here to begin with. But if they do get up into the 66, let's call it 90s area, up to 6,700 for SPX, this is a major area of resistance and could continue to push us lower. Right now, we just closed underneath this daily, which technically speaking, it could back test the 6629 and fall when we come in tomorrow. Now, again, where are we going to open for the cash session? I have no idea, right? So that'll be very important for us. But, anywhere underneath one of these dailies, if they open below these dailies, we're going to be able to back test these for resistance. I mean, at this point, we've got 6629 as resistance, right? 6602 is technically support. It's very much tested. But I would be looking at the back to short the backside of either 29 or the 6680 to 90 area. I'm sorry, 90 to 6700 area. That would be my thought process. But ultimately, I think we will probably make new lows on this leg here. One of the trades that I was talking about in the room for people was a sweep of this major low into this big daily here at 65.29. If they sweep into this and reclaim 65.52, this thing's going to squeeze like a motherfucker. So, I think that's certainly possible. We've got a big 4-hour here. We've got a daily. I like this to come down in here and reclaim, but we'll see. So for right now, we just got to get down there. For a moment there today, I thought they saved it. And then in the day, they kind of, when they couldn't pop the daily at, what was that, 86, I knew it wasn't going to happen. But let's go ahead and take a look at ES now, because that's really what we're all here for. So ES is in the kind of the same boat, but our resistance is really right above us. So again, we're talking about this 6660 area. I mean, look how many times this was played. 1, 2, right? And then over here, we've got, so many touches on this thing. So now that we've closed below, and we actually closed below 34, this whole area sets up for a smack as well. There's no reason why. I wish my pen would work. There's no reason why it shouldn't work. Fucking thing. It drives me crazy. Every time I want to use it, it doesn't work. So, right now, the 6660 for me is the big resistance. We've used this as our major pivot above below. And so that is it. I was hoping we were going to get to 6692 today. That didn't happen. Now we've closed again underneath 34. So technically, we could back test the 34 and come down, or we could back test the 6660s and come down. I don't know how it's going to play out yet, but one of those scenarios will more than likely come to fruition. And the reason that I say that is, I'm trying to get my pen up here. Hang on, fucking thing. Where are you at? Where are you at, pen? Killing me. Come on, I want to draw something. There we go. So again, our leg is all the way up, right? And when we really want to, kind of slice this up, guys, it goes like this. Basically, we have a leg here and a leg here and a leg here. And so these are all sub legs, right? And so, we were grasping at straws to close above this. They did it last Friday, they did it this Friday. And then finally on Monday, they closed below and lost on the daily, which was like our big trigger for significant weakness, right? Then we opened up down here and I thought we were going to get 92. and they barely missed it. They played the daily at 86, which is fine. We still caught the short. We took it down to the 05. All right. Now, we've closed below this daily here at 34. Once again, this is the next sub leg that, that played for a huge pop. We just closed below it. Serious weakness, soft as hell. You hear me? Soft as hell. So, depending on where we open and what happens with this 4 hour and how it looks in the morning, I'm looking to short the back of 34. I'm looking to short the back of 66.60. And if we open down here, man, shit, and we get the opportunity, I'll short the back of 66.05 too. I don't care. Because right now, the way I see it is we're going to make new lows on this leg. Okay. And when I say make new lows on this leg, I mean local lows. Okay. Here's the ETH chart. Let me just go ahead and throw this overlap on so you can see. See, for me, I think that we're going to end up making new lows underneath this wick. Okay. If they continue this progression down, which is, right now it looks like they're going to, right? So that's all the way at 65.40, right? So for me, even if we open down here, I'm trying to smack this and bring us all the way down to new local lows on that leg. Now, once we get down under here, I'll be super duper cautious, because if they want to reclaim this leg, we could squeeze them all the way back and whatever. We'll have to figure that out when the time comes. But, once we get underneath this leg, the pressure's off. Once they make a new low, we've officially created a new leg and the pressure's off. So that's why I'm always shooting for the new low. I'm always looking for the low, the leg in low, whatever. And then I get the fuck out of there, because a lot of times I make new lows and they pop. Why? The pressure's off, right? So that's how it works. It's almost like there's a lot of extreme pressure until you get a mid low, and then people are just like, okay. And then they relief a little bit, which is why failed breakdowns work. Okay. Which is that huge one that we had this afternoon. So pretty awesome. So that's what's up with ES, guys. I'm going to show you on the 4 hour too, because I've been staring at this thing pretty hard here. What am I doing here? Hang on. Let me move these up out of the way. See, fucking my charts up. God damn it. And everything pretty in here. All right. So here's the 4 hour. All right. So like I said, I thought we could come and grab this 92 today. They didn't get the job done. They got super close, but they didn't get the job done. So right now we've closed under here, but look what they've done. We've got a 4 hour at 56. We got a 4 hour at 61. We got a daily at 64 and a daily at 6660. And then on the high side, I got a 4 hour at 73. I'm short this whole fucking thing. I'm gonna short it all, because for me, I don't know where it's gonna turn. It could turn here or it could turn here. For me, this is all prime. And obviously I'm wrong up here. Just, I'll just size accordingly. But this whole area can get smoked. And if it does, we come down with 05 first. Well, obviously we do 34 first, 05. We're going to obviously try to get new lows underneath here. And then, we'll figure out the progression and try to take it down. But this is a monster, guys. This is setting up for another huge dump. They might even do it tonight. Okay, so I do not see them getting through this on first touch, not without making a new low down here first. If this backs up into here, somewhere in here, I don't know, this would be my first main target. I might piece a few off here and here just so I'm not stupid, but that's where I would be shooting for sure. And then, of course, we've got our 100-day moving average down here, and then we've got a 4 hour. Actually, I like this 4 hour, so check this out. I'm going to show you this so I don't have to explain in the room tomorrow. Look at this 4 hour down here. This old little guy down here just hanging out. 65.52. I like this. I like this level. This is the last untested. In this massive leg up, I bet you anything this gets a reaction. I bet you it pays at least 10 points. Guaranteed. You'll see. And it's like a 1-to-1 at least. It'll probably pay 20 points. It'll probably take us back to that pivot. So just a guess, but I'll be looking to play that. That's one long I will take unless I'm already short trying to get lower. So we will see on that. But that's kind of how I'm looking at this right now. I want this at least to here and ultimately down here. And I think it's coming. Right now, VIX is looking still very bullish. We've got a lot of resistance, a lot of untested stuff, and nothing real good. to look at so far. And again, this is not bad, you guys. So, I just looked today, I measured it. We're only down 5% from the all-time high. It's not ridiculous. Okay. So don't be like, oh my God, the world's coming into an end. Yeah, right. 5%, not even. So tomorrow, we just got FOMC speakers again all day. They got meeting minutes at 2:00. Of course, it's red tag. That's essentially what's going on with the FOMC, but we already know what's happening with FOMC. So there's nothing new here. We might get a little shake. We already know they're going to cut rates. We already know, et cetera. So this is all hooey. People that get all like, oh, it's FOMC meeting minutes. So what? All right. It's like, we already know what happened last month. So don't fall for the hype on that one, but certainly look for a shake, if anything. Okay. So that's that. So I know we're running over time a little bit, but I just want to talk about this because I think it's important, right? I promised you guys that, we would talk about stuff other than ES at times. And so here we are. So Bitcoin, as you guys know, is something that I've been keeping track of a lot. And obviously, as we continue to move lower, it is my lead for the indices because, it just is. It's one of those things that always works out like that. Bitcoin is the lead. So Bitcoin's coming down. It's a risk asset. More than likely, ES will follow. May not follow that day, but it'll follow the next day. Or, right now, Bitcoin leads approximately by about 30 days in general for the overall move. So something to keep aware of. Now, I personally think we're going to come down in here to 86 to 82. I certainly think that's still possible. Now that, especially that we're underneath this massive amount of support here, this area. And oh, by the way, guys, I hit my thing. I bet on Polymarket that Bitcoin would get underneath 90,000 this year. Got paid today. All right. So anyways, so I think this is where we're coming. I think this is a great place to buy. And as long as there's more downside in Bitcoin, or at least I perceive that there's more downside in Bitcoin, that I think we could still come down a little bit. But this is a monster leg here. I know a lot of people are calling for $20,000 Bitcoin, which is retarded. That's pure Twitter. What do they call that shit? Clickbait nonsense. This is a massive area to buy. I intend on buying this personally myself, not scared of it, not one bit. Obviously, one of the best plays would be to sweep this low and into the $71,000 monthly. This would be, man, that would be sick. But I might have to save some money for that one. But this area is pretty good. Just even from a monthly standpoint, this is our monthly leg to the all-time high. I don't see any reason why I should be concerned buying this, even if I'm just going to buy it and take it back up, to 100 grand, 96, whatever. You still could probably make at least $10,000 on this trade, depending on how much. Let's just call it $10,000 in move, but it should be more than that. If they hold this monthly leg, we'll either come to 109,000 or we'll make new all-time highs. That's essentially how I look at it. So this would be my ultimate target up here. If I was like in a long perps position or something, I'd be looking to clean up the majority of my position around 109,000. But I think this holds, and I think this goes up there. So that is it for Bitcoin. Potentially more downside, mid-80s. Okay. Here's a stock that I'm buying. So funny, my boy Piper hit me up. I don't know if you're watching this, Piper, but I'm in the MJ crowd now, y'all. I stopped smoking weed, but I started buying weed stocks, kind of. I'm buying the ETF. And so I bought this on the way up at $4 and I just held it because I don't care. For me, this thing has a massive amount of potential. This is a 10X trade for me at some point. Okay. So, when is that going to happen? I don't have any idea. But what I do know is at some point, as the older generation rolls out of legislation, we get newer generations coming in, the legalization of marijuana is going to happen at some point, or at least the reduction of laws or recategorization, whatever it's going to be, something's going to happen at some point. So right now, this is like $3.16. They're $3.14. Yeah, right? MJ Club. Let's get it, baby. Woo. This is, if you buy 100 shares here, you got $300 at risk. Oh my God, not 300. It can go to zero, which it's not. By the way, Piper sent me one of their largest holdings is BlackRock. So it's like, okay. So, if this thing dips into $2, I'll buy 100 more shares. For me, this is a long-term ordeal. I'm not very good at picking crypto, like single stock names, because I'm so busy trading futures. I don't have time to figure out who's profitable, who's doing what, yada, yada, yada. So for me, just like the SPY, like ES, buy the index and forget about it. So that's what I've done here. So right now we are essentially, this is the spot that really was tested and never gained before the pop. Now, is it going to stop here? I don't know, right? We hit this huge monthly resistance and we're coming down. Could they make new lows? Maybe. I don't know. But, for me, this is a highly untested area. It's $3 freaking. I'm starting to buy 100 shares at a time. I've got about, I don't know, maybe 3, 4, maybe $1,000 wrapped up into this so far. And, for me, I want all the way up here, I want some real money. I think this has got potential. And again, I'm just telling you guys this because, I'm always on the lookout for 10X bangers. And I think this is one of them. And it may take a year. It may take 5 years. It may happen next year. I don't know. But I wanted to show you guys what I was looking at. I thought this has a lot of potential long term. And, if you're an MJ fan like I am, then, hey, this is a good opportunity to be a part of the club without the legal ramifications, right? So that's really what I got for you guys today. So we've talked about ES. We talked about exactly how the trade plan worked out, which was tits. And then, we talked about potentially what's going to happen with that and SPX, where I think it's headed. We've talked about Bitcoin, which was super. And now we talked about a stock that I'm accumulating. So, I highly recommend you guys, if if you're not subscribed to the trade plans or haven't been subscribed to trade plans, sign up for the 30 days free. It's in the link. Check it out. It's totally worth it. Doesn't cost you a thing. And all you can do is make money. And the first 3 people now, because I've already got 2 more, two came in. For the next 3 people that sign up for the Substack, you get to come in the Discord for 30 days for nothing. So come check it out. Come hang out with a crew of real traders, do our thing. We're throwing some numbers around. It's a good time. So anyways, I hope you guys had a great post-market breakdown. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. And for my Substack subs, I will see you guys bright and early, 8:30 in the morning for the trade plan. And my Discord homies, tomorrow we do it all again. I'll see you. Let's get it. All right. Cheers, everybody. Have a good one.